All right, guys. Okay, let's take a look at 1.6, question number 1 together. So explain which type of reasoning is demonstrated by each statement. So remember, we have inductive and deductive reasoning, okay? So the big circle up top is the conjecture, okay, or the generalization or the conclusion, the rule, whatever. And then these are specific examples down here, okay? Example 1, example 2, example 3. So if you're taking a look at the examples and you're going up to the conjecture, what kind of reasoning is that again? There's only 2 kinds. You guys remember this? Yeah. So if you're looking at the examples and gathering data and making a rule, that's inductive. Okay. If you're starting with the rule and you're applying that to the different situations, like that, like the number trick and all that sort of stuff, then this is deductive, right? Deductive reasoning. Okay. So again, are we using the rule to make assessments about situations, or are we observing the situations and making a rule? So over the past 12 years, a tree has produced plums every year. Last year the tree did not produce plums, therefore the tree will produce plums this year. Okay. What kind of reasoning is that, do you think, and why? What do you think? Are we starting with a rule and making this statement, or are we starting with observations and making a statement? So over the past 12 years, a tree has produced plums every other year. So every other year is like every odd year, whatever. Last year the tree did not produce plums, therefore the tree will produce plums this year. What would you say? Is this a tough one, or the first one's a tough one?
Because you're deducting that one called that a tree shall produce the same number of fruits.
Okay, we're making a statement about what's going to happen this year as an example of the year, right? So I guess we started with the rule and we made a claim about the specific situation. So does that make sense that that's deductive?
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that?
No, you're not using an example. You're using observations that you.
Okay, someone might argue, hey, we've looked at the observations over the last 12 years. So therefore I'm making, there's a rule. The rule is that it produces every other year. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, so this one's a tough one. The question says, over the past 12 years, a tree has produced plums every other year. Last year, the tree did not produce plums, therefore the tree will produce plums. All right, guys, so overall here, over the past 12 years, the tree has produced plums every other year. Last year, it did not produce plums, therefore the tree will produce plums this year. I guess this is a tricky one, but I think that they would say that this would be inductive reasoning. Because of the observations of what the tree has been doing, making a conjecture. Okay? So this one is inductive. Okay, B. Mammals have hair. Dogs are mammals, therefore dogs have hair. That's style, premise, statement, conclusion. Where did we see that? Is that deductive or inductive? Yeah. So we in the deductive section we did this kind of argument, right? We saw this kind of argument. There's a premise, there's a statement, and there's a conclusion that connects them. So this one's deductive. Okay. Every Thursday a train arrives at 2:30. Today is Thursday, so the train will arrive at 2:30. What about that one? What kind of reasoning do we start with here?
It's inductive.
Yeah, that's inductive. Using examples every Thursday.
Okay,
They're all the same.
No, it's inductive.
Okay, look at this B again. Mammals have hair. That starts with the rule and it applies to the dogs.
And then everything
This
else
one is starting with observations.
Oh.
Every Thursday a train arrives. So this one's inductive. because it starts with observations. So this one starts with observations, inductive. This one starts with observations, it's inductive.
So if it's a statement, then it's deductive.
If it starts with a rule and goes that way, then it's deductive,
I
yeah.
understand.
Every even number has a factor of 2, so that's a rule.
Yeah.
24 is an even number, therefore 24 is a factor of 2, so that's deductive then, right?
I see.
For the pattern 3, 12, 21, 30, and 39, the next term is 48. What kind of reasoning do we use there? And starting with examples, right? Starting with the pattern, the next term is 48. So we've got
D is inductive.
D is deductive.
Yeah, I'm talking about E.
This one starts with the pattern
It's multi-B.
and applies to the next one, so this is inductive.
Yeah.
Yeah, inductive is going from examples and then stating a rule, using a rule, and then yeah, deductive starts with a rule.
So basically,
Guys, hey Jamie, continue on with number 2 and 3. Keep going here. Work on the rest of your homework, please.